Season 2 of the Bait Boys podcast is brought to you by 8-Bit Baits, the highest quality color-shifting pigments for bait makers by a bait maker.
Welcome to the Bait Boys podcast, where tonight I'm relieving DJ Freaky. Is that good?
Yeah, that's great.
All right. Let's run with it then. Tonight's episode and all of Season 2 is brought to you by 8-Bit Baits. Thank you, 8-Bit Baits.
Thank you.
I cannot.
You're doing great. Keep going. Keep going.
It feels so weird. Okay. So I'm running the show tonight because Jesse had a rough day. So I want to relieve him.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So even though, how do you normally do this? How do you start off after that?
Well,
do we just jump right into the topics?
You've nailed it so far. You got the intro. You thank the sponsor.
Okay.
You got to introduce yourself and your co-host.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I'm Anthony, and I'm joined by you always say something fancy. My flammable co-hosts, Trevor and Jesse. How you guys doing tonight?
I hope I don't exhibit my flammability possibilities, but I'm well.
Good. Yeah, don't burst into flames.
I'm doing great, Anthony. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good. I'm a little overwhelmed being you. This is weird, but I do feel a little taller than usual, which is nice. So I can appreciate that. You're gonna have to direct me, but I'll try to lead. I'll try to lead this.
You're doing a
What
great
am
job.
I doing next?
Well, we didn't really plan anything, so even you taking the lead wasn't in the plan because there wasn't a plan
It's true.
to speak of.
So to all of our listeners, we're winging it today because part of bait making is, being drained. Yeah, I think we've all had an exhausting last couple of weeks. So, yeah, we're kind of going to wing it, and it's going to be a fun episode. Tonight's topic, I'm going to look over at my screen a lot because I don't know what to talk about.
I do that too. It's fine.
All right, good. Well, I don't notice. Tonight's topic is, granted, I want to preface this. We're all perfect, and we've made perfect decisions throughout this whole journey. So, just to preface, but if we could go back to day one of bait making with the knowledge we have now, what would we do differently? Are you guys ready for this? To reminisce? To reflect?
I'm ready to reminisce. I'm not ready to answer the questions, but I'm ready to reminisce and think about my answers.
Me neither. The sad part is whatever my answers are is probably still something that I do wrong, and I'm not going to change it because I'm stubborn, if that makes sense.
That's fair.
I feel like I missed some stuff in the intro. What about, do we have any announcements for the podcast? You have any?
Mine would just be to remind everybody that the 8-Bit Baits Bait Boys Battle Royale is still in full effect. Get your 8-Bit Baits supplies and make your baits and send us some pictures.
Yeah, send us some freaking submissions, man. Let's go. We want to see that 8-bit stuff used. Trevor, you got any podcast announcements?
Yeah, when they make their 8-bit submissions, I want to know the names of the products they use.
Names and colors. We want to know it all. We want to know it all.
I even want to know... No, I don't want to know that. Never mind.
What the weather was like. What was the weather like outside when you were making the bait?
What was the
Paint us a
humidity
picture.
in your shop?
Yeah. How did the humidity affect the color? Because it shouldn't at all. And it won't.
It won't, because you're using 8-Bit Baits products and nothing affects 8-Bit Baits products that I know of. I mean, I'm sure probably fire would, but
to an extent. But it does. It does handle heat, so
heat
it might be all right. I don't know about fire. We'll have to run that by him. Try it at your own risk.
Yeah. Well, we know
Try
that
it at your own
people
risk.
use it for jigs all the time for powder dipping. So, like adding to powder.
That's true.
Paint, so
yeah, and I didn't
it handles
even
that
know
much
that.
heat.
That's very cool. All right.
Well, that's all I got.
Good. Let's jump right into it then. So, topic number 1. Tools we would buy first. Let's see. When you first started, most of us bought random stuff or tried to cheap out. Let's redo that.
Okay.
Let me read it one more time. All right. When we first started out, most of us bought random stuff or tried to cheap out. Am I correct in that assumption?
100%.
Trevor?
For me.
Did you buy random stuff?
Of course, I still do.
I still have random stuff. And that's the whole problem with this topic is nothing has changed for me. I still do the same stuff. But what tool should every new bait maker actually buy first? Before we get into this, I think this topic should start from scratch. Like you haven't made any baits. You haven't painted it blank. You haven't carved wood. You're just like fishing one day and your buddy's like, hey, you know, people make baits. And you're like, huh, that's cool. I think I want to try it. So you got nothing, no experience. So what tool should every new bait maker actually buy first? Let's let Trev go. Batman.
Go for it.
I think every brand new bait maker should have a really good digital scale. Something that reads things, that is accurate, that you can tear it out and do all the stuff they're supposed to do without, and you know, get to the decimal of the actual weight of what you need it for.
0.01.
Yes.
Not just 0.1.
Yes.
Makes a big difference.
Yes.
Especially with micro balloons and, you know, that's like, for some baits, it's like 5% difference overall when it's like a smaller bait. Good, a nice scale. I agree. That's a solid one. Jesse?
I was just, my scale is actually sitting here on my desk and I was like, I only have 1 decimal point, but.
Get 2 decimal points.
No, I think
leave now and get it.
Yeah.
Wait, okay. I'll see you guys later. I think we've talked about it before where it kind of depends on what direction you want to take in bait making, but when you're getting into it, it's usually a good idea to start with wood. And I think in that instance, if that's the direction you choose, you need some way to shape your wood, right? That sounded pause.
No, I like it.
You need some way. So I would say if I have to pick one, I would say a good quality box knife, a good quality utility knife, I should say, not necessarily a box knife. One that clamps the blade in place. But if I could add an extra one to that is some way to cut your profiles out of your block, right? Now, I use a bandsaw. You could use a coping saw. You can use a lot of different things because if you try to carve an entire block of wood down to its final dimensions, you're going to have arthritis like I do. You're not going to enjoy it and you're probably going to give up. So I would say, if you can afford a bandsaw, get a bandsaw and a box cutter or a utility knife.
That just sounds like
those are
anybody comes in at that point, they're like, just make sure you have a bandsaw and a utility knife.
I mean, you're going to have some fun.
As far as specialty tools go, because usually everybody's got a drill already, like laying around somewhere or something they can use as a drill, which would be important. You kind of need that too. And that's really the only other thing you even need out of to get started, just to get something that you can tie on a line, throw in the water. Like that's the entire starter kit. There's a lot of things you can add to that to make it easier, and I'm sure we'll get to that at some point. But I would say, if you're starting out,
maybe we will. Maybe we won't. Who knows where this is going to go? I think I like that. A box cutter is definitely, that's one thing you're going to use every single time if you're making wooden baits. So a good one.
Yeah.
Shoot.
You can get by with the cheap one. You can get by with the cheap one. I'll say that. I started with a cheap one, but you're really going to want that blade to be really fixed and not wobbling around, or else you're asking for trouble at that point. So spend the $20 to get one of the clamping ones and you won't regret that. But yeah, it's your turn now. What's your pick?
So I'm trying to think back of like when I started, and I started making a wooden bait out of pine or something, whatever I had laying around. And then I did like a really awful paint job. I kind of feel like I would go with a nice compressor and airbrush, something that has a water separator on it and a tank, instead of the tankless. Like, I had a lot of trouble with the tankless unit, and I know some people like use them for years and they're fine. Maybe it's the humidity in my area, but it would always spit and sputter, or maybe it had nothing to do with that. But I wouldn't even go like super expensive. I would just get a small compressor with like a 1 or 2 gallon tank and a decent airbrush, because I think we can all attest to sometimes when you're painting, when the airbrush isn't cooperating, you really just want to never paint lures or make anything ever again. You just wrap it up. Like, it gets that frustrating when you're like, why is it sputtering? Why is it sputtering? Like, I'm 80% done with the paint job. All I wanted was a little highlight, and it went like, where did that water come from? So I struggled with that a lot at first. And I think getting a compressor with a tank, and like I said, maybe it's just the area I paint in, like my basement, those units without the tank, they don't really have a way to separate the water like a tank does. Like, you're relying on just a little separator in the line. Although, like, the master airbrush on Amazon, those things, they're like a $40 kit. Those things are great. I still use them. But the stupid compressor it came with, I didn't like. So that's my answer. Would you guys like to add to that at all?
No, I think that you're like, we've covered kind of 3 different approaches to it, right? Like, Trevor's thinking from like getting your measurements right, getting your weights right, getting your mixtures right for your resin and things like that. And so that's really important. I covered it from more of a wood bait perspective as far as getting your shaping stuff done. And then you covered it from a perspective of making it like, you can start making baits with just an airbrush. Like, you can buy blanks, you can repaint older lures, like you can create, you can still make your own creations by taking that route. So it's, I think they're all good answers.
I had a lot of fun painting blanks, and I still do sometimes. Like, it's just, you get some cool lures out of it. So I definitely, I think it's important to enjoy the painting part of it. So, what tool did you buy way too late that would have saved you tons of time?
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
It's a really good one. I'm going to have to think about that for a second.
Are we going to stay on our topics here of resin, paint, and wood? I don't think we need to, but is that where this is going to go? Let's see.
I don't know, because my first instinct doesn't speak to the wood crowd, really. So I don't know. Trevor, do you know what you're going to say? Because I don't.
Yeah.
I'm just talking out loud. Go for it. You have it.
So when I first started, I had a little cheap Amazon Dremel style tool, little grinder, rotary, whatever you want to call it. I eventually got a really nice Dremel that, some things you have to buy nicer than cheaper. And tools, I absolutely stand behind quality, but sometimes you got to learn a lesson and buy cheap, see that it's not sufficing to your needs, and then damn, now you got to cry twice. Well, I didn't cry once the first time, but you know what I mean.
Dremel's a really good one.
Yeah,
that's definitely a good one.
Something you'll use constantly, no matter what type of baits you're making. You're going to need that Dremel.
I have one hanging from the ceiling above my workbench. I just hang it up there, and then I loop the little thing, and they're so nice because you can use it as a sander. I use it to buff stuff, drill. You could drill with them. You gotta get the little quick connect at the end. Yeah, a Dremel. That's a really good one. And I've definitely killed a cheap Dremel before that was an off-brand. Just smoked it out of nowhere.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I'm like, what even happened? Like, it's just like,
yeah,
in the middle of needing it.
Yeah, right when you need it. You got like 5 baits laid out in front of you, and now you're like, what? Now I'm going to hand sand these? And like, I had plans in 10 minutes. Because, we all work in like short spurts of like, got a little time here, got a little time there.
No, my first one blew out. It stripped out it was a cheap Amazon one, but it had the extension on it to where you like just the cable extension on it. And not long after I got it and really started using it regularly, it completely stripped out the chuck and everything. Like it was irreplaceable. The motor was fine. It's still like, I still have it. Because I'm a idiot and haven't thrown it away. I'm like, maybe I could fix it. But yeah.
No.
So a good quality Dremel is.
Mine's kind of the same-ish. I want to hear yours first.
Well, okay. So my first instinct was a 3D printer. That was my first instinct. But then I was like,
but would it have saved you tons of time? That's the question.
Yes, not because of the printer itself, but because what I was able to do with the printer, which I've talked about before, which was printing, like self-printing that entire organizational structure, the multi-board stuff, like that has saved me a boatload of time. It took me 2 weeks to print it all. So that wasn't really a time save, but I think after a year or so, I'm going to earn that time back in having everything where I know where it's at, where I can easily reach it, and being able to have it completely modular to make any changes, to make any adjustments to it. But really, like it really sped up my workflow a ton having that organized. So I would say maybe not a 3D printer specifically, but some sort of organizational structure that helps you keep your tools and the things that you need and that you use regularly close at hand, but up off your bench or organized somehow in a space that you don't have to get up and walk across the room to get it. That would be something that I would do first go is to get into a system, even if I didn't know how I was going to use it yet, just to get into a system that will help you keep those things organized as you accumulate more tools and do more stuff like that.
See, I feel like for a lot of us, like I know you expanded your work area by, moving stuff out of the garage into a shed. Like you kind of start off in chaos and it stays at some level of chaos at all times.
Oh, 100%.
But you're like, for me, I started with one computer desk upstairs in our office, and like it just slowly started, like there was a fan in the window all of a sudden, and I had like a little cardboard paint booth, and it's like I feel like organization at first is like the last thought. You're just like, ooh, this is cool. I'm learning this new thing. And it's just like, I want to try it all. And then like eventually you start wanting to refine your process. And that's where organization comes in. So that is a good point to like kind of get it done up front. But you kind of don't know what you need sometimes. But you could still do it.
If you get into a system, whether it's something that you 3D print like multiboard or Gridfinity, or it's something like that IKEA Scadis stuff that I've seen around, or even if it's just a pegboard, right? Like if it's something like that, at least get into an ecosystem that you can build onto. That's like, you're not locking yourself into like, I'm going to buy this shelf that's this size for these things because I have this many of these things right now. Whenever you're going to double those things over the span of the next year and you're going to need another shelf exactly the same size, right? Like, or that's what I'm saying. If I had started with the organization system, maybe not started, but like early on adopted some sort of organization ecosystem, it would have made everything a lot easier. And you can add to those things and expand them and use them in other places. Or if you get a bigger space, you can cover your walls in that crap. So it's worthwhile to pick something. Now that doesn't mean you won't change. Like find something else that works better for you later on, but at least you have that mentality of like, I'm going to keep my stuff organized. That's going to make me faster at this. It's going to make me better at this. It's going to make it a lot less frustrating because I can't tell you how many times I lost one of my little picks, the little handled picks. And like, it's somewhere in this room. I don't know exactly where, but I didn't have a place for it. It just kind of sat there on the bench. And so I'd pick it up and carry it somewhere else to do something with it. And it never come back. And I can't tell you how many sets of those little Harbor Freight orange handled picks I bought, just trying to figure it out, just because I'd lose one or I'd bend one or whatever. But having a place, it's that whole, and I'm not the most organized person on the planet at all. I'm not even probably top 50%. But it definitely, especially for me, somebody who's disorganized, it helped me increase my efficiency a lot. And it made working and making baits, making anything, honestly, a lot less frustrating because I wasn't spending so much time searching for the thing I needed because it was in the place where it needed to go. Now, the key to that is put your stuff back after you're done using it, which I'm still working on, but it helps.
I'm trying that also. All right. I came up with mine. A test tank. I got that test tank from Tractor Supply. It's not super big, but like if you had like a shed or a garage, you could probably fit it in there. I put it against the wall in my basement, but I feel like there's been so many times where I'm just making a prototype and I even just want to see like the sink rate. All right, I had a fish tank for that at one point. Then they got fish in it. I still use it to test sink rate, but like you don't want to have to like travel to the lake or the pool or wherever every time you need to test something. If it's just a few feet away, that saves a lot of steps. Like working in the kitchen, like, you know, every time you want to drop a thing of chicken fingers in the fryer, you got to walk back to the, you know, freezer. No, you want to keep them close to you while you're cooking and whatever. So I think the test tank was definitely a game changer. Probably one of the most time-saving things other than sanding equipment, because I did have sanding equipment in mind at first, because that is one of the most time-consuming parts of the process of making a bait. Is just cleaning the sprue or sanding a wooden bait smooth, or like you spend so much time, and if you can just cut 90% of it away with something like a power tool and then finish it off by hand, like it just saves an incredible amount of time. But for me, the test tank, I gotta go with.
That's a good one. I don't have one. I've had plans for one for a while, but then I saw the trough and I'm like, I'm going to do that. I just don't have room for one right now. So I got to go find some open water every time I want to. I have a big 3-gallon like pitcher that's clear that I can test the sink rate in. But as far as like any action or anything like that, I have to go to water, and maybe I should get a pool.
I got one of those for that purpose too. No, we had a pool already, but then it broke. And then I was like, well, we should just get a bigger pool. Well, my wife wanted a bigger pool. I got a longer pool so I could cast longer.
Make a better cast in it.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Like I can't tune a bait in the I can't tune it in the test tank. Like there's no way that's happening. I still have to go to the lake, but like just the in between nonsense, like testing a prototype, or like, you know, you pull the blank out, you just want to make sure it swims all right before you keep moving forward with pouring a batch. Definitely that.
That's a good one.
Well, let me read my thing here. I'm illiterate, so.
Does that mean you don't know who your dad is?
Oh man.
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Illiterate. Oh, I'm thinking of illegitimate.
Yeah, that too. Skills we should have learned earlier.
Oh.
I feel like that's going to be a tough one. I don't know anything. What should I have learned earlier? I don't know anything.
I have one.
All right, let's run with that then.
And it's not a learned skill. Well, it is a learned skill, but there's no YouTube video for it.
Okay.
And that's,
Are we running with it? What skills should we have learned earlier? Go ahead.
Patience.
You learned that?
I'm still learning it. I learn it every day, but I have learned more than I knew when I started. And if you want to do good work, it takes time. Like you could get more efficient, but it's not going to happen overnight. Like, especially when you're starting out, you've got to learn all the other skills that come along with bait making, and you got to be patient about it. If you want to make good baits, like if you want to make solid baits, you can slap some crap together and do a quick rattle can paint job on it. Like you can do that pretty quick. Like you're not going to end up liking what the end product is. Ask me how I know. Referring back to the sinking crankbait, that my first bait I made. That's what I did. I rushed it. It looked terrible, and I wasn't patient enough. And now it's like we've joked about my clear coating process. My clear coating process takes 48 hours
of straight work, never leaving the workbench.
Never leaving. I don't sleep. I don't eat. I don't go to the bathroom. I can't look away.
Watches it dry.
Like in total, it's not all hands on. It's maybe an hour hands on, but like I prime it. I let it sit for 12 hours. I paint it. I seal it. I let it sit for 12 hours. I clear it. Like
I kind of do some of that too. I do it in stages. I try to let stuff dry in between. Like I most of the time, unless it's my own bait, I give it 12 to 24 hours in between mid coat and clear coat.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that was a game changer.
Yeah.
Just
100%.
you don't realize how undry stuff is,
yeah.
even though it feels dry until you put a clear coat on it and it's messed up.
Yeah. Well, even like water-based polyurethane sealants and stuff like that, like Bouncing Clear or Bleed Checker or anything like that, or even just like polyacrylic, those things, yeah, they're dry to the touch in an hour, but they're still curing for another 12 hours after that. And they're off gassing. It's whenever, and I can't take credit for it because you guys are the ones who told me to do it.
That's Trev.
Well, Trev told you told me. And
it got changed each step of the way too.
It's like telephone, like game used to play. But like it was, don't get me wrong, clear coating still sucks sometimes, most of the time, but it made it suck way less by just being patient and taking the time to let things fully cure and let things fully dry. Let your paint fully dry before you put your mid coat on. Like don't paint it immediately and think that your heat gun cured that paint. It dried it. It's not set up yet. You need to give that some time. That doesn't need 12 hours, but it needs some time to fully cure that paint and then everything else too. Like that was something that I'm still, like I said, I'm still learning it a few years in at this point, but I'm getting better at it. But I would say like it's a waiting game a lot of times. If you want to produce high quality baits, you've got to be patient. You've got to let your blanks sit for a little bit after you pour them. You've got to, like, there's so many steps that require you to just not touch it for a little bit. Which sounds easy, but whenever you're ready to make a bait, like you're ready to get stuff out the door, ready to fish, if you rush it, it's not going to end up good.
I'd say overall patience is really good. Even like the business aspect of it, like don't get discouraged if like it doesn't seem like things are taking off right away. Like any business, people go years without making money or just investing and growing the business. Like from the outside looking in, it looks very profitable and like a good way to make some money, but it's not going to happen overnight or maybe even at all. I don't know. But if you stick to it, you could probably, grow a good business out of it. But it definitely takes some time, patience, and just building a customer base that trusts your product. Like, and that you got to get baits in people's hands, which takes time. Like you could give baits out all day, but it doesn't mean you're going to be giving them to the right people.
Yep.
So
very true.
Yeah. I don't know where I got off on that tangent. What about you, Trev?
About patience.
I concur with both of you.
What skill do you wish you would have learned earlier?
Yes.
All right, then. So,
listen, I screw things up every day. I learn something I thought I knew every single day. It's a very humbling but rewarding experience.
Definitely.
Gotta learn the hard way sometimes, especially when you're stubborn.
But I don't think anything's greater than patience. Like, I want it done now mentality and patience. Yeah. That could be useful. I don't know about 48 hours for a clear coat. I might really lose some marbles, but patience is good.
It's just how it goes in the freaking
I
shop.
get someone else's bait, I'll wait that long.
He cut it down from 6 days to 48 hours, though.
Pretty
I thought it
much.
was 8 days.
8 days to 48 hours. He improved.
Absolutely.
Well, that's just the clear. I mean, I let on my blank set for at least 5 days, so
Jeez.
a week if I can afford it.
So the baits you just dropped were from 2023, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
You made those in 2023. Now I gotta
like
answer this. What skill?
Oh, I thought you had patience too.
Yeah.
I don't want to use the same one.
Why don't we all go back through and pick like an actual like working skill too? Why don't we do that? Like an actual like bait making skill beyond patience? Because we all agree patience is the first and foremost. But what?
I will say, and same thing, still working on it, a balance between making baits and being a normal human being, because it can get very consuming, especially if you're like an addictive person like me where you're just like totally all in, sometimes step away and, you know, be present and be a normal person. I'd say that that's a solid skill because it's fishing and working with your hands, and like all of us are creative people, and it's very easy to just be like day in and day out focused on it. Yeah. Like I said, still something I'm working on, just like you guys are patience.
Oh, still working on that too.
Yep. And as far as, let's see, actual physical skill sort, something I wish I would have learned sooner. Can I say something I wish I could learn?
Yeah.
Can we do that instead?
Yeah. Because you
I wish I
obviously
could learn how to
sooner.
use this thing.
Is it
I wish I
just a
could
really fancy paperweight at this point?
Yeah, I wish I could learn how to CNC because super props to anybody who does it. It's a little it's scary. Like, it's not hard to turn a machine on and send a drill bit into material. Like, I could do that right now, but it's going to break the bit. It's not going to look right. Like, there's so much that goes into it. I see why it's literally an entire career.
Mhm.
Like, so yeah, that's a skill I wish to learn. What's a skill
I think we
you
know a
wish
guy.
to learn? Yeah. I'm the type of person that I tried and fail a few times on my own before I ask for help, because I feel like, I don't know, you get more help if you're like, man, I tried everything. This is what I tried, and then that person's like, damn, you did try everything. Like,
I can't help you.
You've been trying, yeah, right. You've been trying
Maybe you
for
should
months.
just stop.
Just give up.
Sell the thing. Like, you poor man.
I will say I haven't really used it at all. I used it twice. It still has the same stuff on it, but I'm trying to learn before I get into it, and just lack of time. But it's a skill I want to.
Trevor, you got one?
So,
Or you want me to go?
You can go. I'll go last.
Okay.
I got a good one.
I think mine would be 3D design. Like, I wish I would have embraced that earlier and would have learned how to do it the right way instead of the, like, I'm going to mash buttons until it does what I want it to do way. And if it doesn't want to do what I want it to do, I'm just going to say it's a feature. I wish I had learned a good process from the beginning, like a good workflow process for 3D design. Like, and all of the features and all, because there's so many things it can do that I have no idea how to do. And it's not like I can't learn it now, but I wish I'd learned that earlier on instead of being like, I'm just going to carve all my baits forever. No, I'm not. No, you're not. Like, if you want it, like, you can only carve so many baits. And I love carving baits, but it's not fast. I do that for fun now. And I do the resin baits, the 3D design stuff to pay for the fun, basically. So I wish I would have learned that, leaned into it a little earlier on and learned how to do it the right way.
that's a good point, because this is what I feel like happens. So you get into 3D modeling and you watch a video specifically about what you're trying to do. And then you do it. Then you try and do something else. Then you watch a video specifically on how to do that. So you learned a bunch of techniques and skills to get to your end goal, but you skip the whole beginning part of like, I should go into this with a certain workflow, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
and it will save you a lot of time down the line. At first, you're just like, I need to know how to make a chamfer or whatever. So you watch a video on that. Maybe that wasn't the best way to do it, but whatever. The best way to do it for the entirety of the process. It's a good point.
Yeah.
I like that.
I can't tell you how
Workflow
many
is
times
very important.
I can't tell you how much time it would have saved me in a lot of situations where I started and just went and didn't have a workflow. I was just trying to smash something together and get to the end result. And then I got to the end result, and then I needed to make a change. And my workflow, my non-existent workflow, made it to where I basically had to start over. I couldn't just roll back in it and change that one thing. And then because I had a good workflow, it changed to the end result, and my adjustment was made that way, quick, easy. I had to basically rebuild the entire thing from scratch. And that's happened more than one time. It's frustrating. I still need to do that. I still don't have a good workflow for 3D design. wing it.
I try, but it's definitely something you pick up over time. I feel like, I don't know, I never took formal classes on it. I feel like it'd be very hard to, I guess they could teach you something like that. You kind of need to know why something does what it does to build that workflow, you know? Just in general, like why does this cause this? And then you can like adapt to it.
I'm also a terrible
Definitely a good one.
student. I'm a terrible student, so learning in a learning environment, like taking a master class or something like that, that doesn't work for me. I'll end up skipping forward and missing stuff. I kind of have to just learn the hard way whenever it comes to stuff like that. I got to get in there and poke around. But then once I have a good grasp of the basics, then I can go back and build a workflow. I just haven't gotten to that. Been too busy. But yeah, go ahead, Trevor.
A good one.
All right. I wish I had learned early on that the red button does not pick up a phone call when very important bait-related phone calls come in. I have a almost 100% accuracy rate of denying the call, realizing I denied the call, and then I have to call the individual back.
Yeah, red doesn't answer.
No.
Red is no.
Green means go.
I know this now.
Red means uh-uh.
All right.
That's a good one, though. That's something to work on.
Definitely hit green. I don't know the backstory to this.
There is no backstory. I don't use the phone much. So when it comes to tattooing, I prefer a trail of readable details. So I'd rather you text me, email me, etc. That way, if I have any questions, I can just reference back, get the details, and know what I want to ask or whatever. You know what I mean? Versus trying to remember. So this new venture, a lot of people like to talk. So I never was much of a talker, except how'd it go? And so, when the phone rings, I'm like, red, because I don't want to talk, but I need to talk now. So I guess that would be the backstory.
I got it. I agree with messaging more. One, because I have terrible memory. And two, I want those details to where I can look back at them. Especially designing baits for people. They want to call and like talk about it. And I'm just like, no, we got to do it over text messages. Like, I don't want you to tell me the measurement of something because tomorrow I'm going to forget. Like, I need to be able to look back on it and see what that was. That's good.
I'm not taking notes. I need you to send me the notes and then.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
But people, then they say, I never said that. You did.
That's why I want the text.
CYA.
Paper trail. Yeah. Unfortunately, that happens sometimes.
What do I wish I would have learned earlier? Oh, no, I already did this, right? All right, good. I did the CNC.
Yeah.
Okay.
CNC. Yeah,
I'm not good at this. This is my first time, man. Relax.
You're doing great. You are doing
down, Jesse.
a wonderful job. You're doing a wonderful job. And I'm enjoying every minute of this just because I love somebody else doing this for once.
Good. I'm glad. You'll be back to it next week. But you had a rough day, so.
I appreciate it.
Biggest beginner mistakes. Everybody has these, whether it's overcomplicating designs, making baits too heavy, bad hardware, not testing enough, copying. What mistake do you see new bait makers making right now that you wish someone warned you about? Or we could reword it to what mistakes have you made that you wish somebody warned you about?
Look at it.
I have a lot of mistakes.
Why?
I don't know.
New Britain gets wild at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, that's when it pops off.
I
think somebody goes home at 8 o'clock and they're just like,
I'm done.
Yep.
They're off duty and they're like, nope, not waiting on this red light.
What
mistakes? No, it's such a good question.
Mistakes?
I still make mistakes so often.
I definitely used bad hardware at first. I cheaped out on hardware and just like after using my own bait at first and like I go to pull the hook out of a fish's mouth and it snaps. I'm like, nope, I got to find something better. Don't cheap out on hardware. It's one of the most important things on the bait. It's very appealing to see those really cheap prices for hundreds of hooks, but they are garbage.
I've found a few gems that are pretty like reasonably priced that are not brain
Oh, I don't
Name
use a
brand.
brand name. I don't use a like super name brand one, but they're much better. Like
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've tested them and they're just they're a little more
Exactly.
expensive and they're just better. It's worth every penny, and they're not
Yeah.
even that expensive. But
I would say, and Franco actually touched on it in our last episode, focus on function before you try to make it look good. Like focus on the dynamics of your bait, the action, like getting everything perfect as far as what you want out of the bait, and then worry about making it look good. It's much easier to make a functioning bait look good than to make a great looking non-functional bait function. It's much easier to put your function first, form second. Like get the basics of your hydrodynamics or whatever, like the physics of bait making, get that first, and then make it look pretty. I think that was something I could have learned from early on, because I was so focused on making everything look cool that it didn't always work great. And then I tried to make it work great, and it was
sinking crankbaits.
Not happening. Yeah, sinking crankbaits. It's the new thing from Skunk Again Industries.
Skunk Again Industries. Oh, we have a sponsor tonight. Oh, no, not a sponsor. Cut that. Never mind. Just cut that whole thing. Go ahead, Trev.
What do I see? What mistakes do I see? Beginner bait maker?
No, I changed it. I switched it up on you.
All right.
What mistakes did you make that you wish somebody warned you about?
The money I would spend before I made it back.
Yeah.
Wait, have you made it back?
You know.
You don't have to answer. No, don't answer.
Yes.
I'm just teetering. I'm equal. I'm not
You're constantly,
suffering. I'm not great. I'm balanced.
It's in one pocket and out the other.
Bit of this. Yeah, it does a bit of this. It's
yeah.
As long as you're keeping it close and it's not doing this at anytime, then you're all right.
It's a good one.
That's a good one.
Wobble.
It gets expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good.
You're gonna spend more than you think. 100%. Like just so plan for that. Have some cushion.
I just had one. What the heck? Brain fart.
You're fired.
Damn,
I'm just kidding. No, you're not.
It was good. It was pretty good. Wow.
I was still thinking about other people.
That reminded me. Yes. So early on mistake I wish somebody had warned me about. When somebody messages you on Instagram or messages me on Instagram and they're like, I want to make a video with one of your baits. I wish I never sent them baits, because it was just like a kick right between the legs, because they would just not do anything with it. And that was like, like I was spending my money on, whatever, whether if it was a blank or a resin bait, my time away from family, like, even if it was like an hour, my money to ship it, because I never charged anyone shipping. I'm like, trying to build a relationship here. It's not for money. Like, it's going to be cool if you do something with it, or when you do something with it, because you said you were. Yeah. So I definitely spent like, between baits and shipping, like hundreds of dollars early on, not like enough to bankrupt me or anything, but still, like could have been used in other ways. It's like,
100%.
How do you ask for something and then you just do nothing with it?
Yeah,
like this is someone else's time, and you just like, cool. Oh, my dog ate it.
Thanks for the free bait.
Yeah. So I wish someone told me that early on. Now, to follow that up, there have been great people I've sent stuff to, but we built a relationship prior to like just the, hey, I'll make this post and I'll make a video, and if you send me stuff, I really love your stuff. If you send me it, like, no, we actually like built a relationship first and became friends, and then like, now I'm gonna custom make you one or whatever, like for Zach or for Jovan, or like, there are great people out there who are more into the content creation side that will do something with your bait, and you see an awesome freaking video. Every time I see a video with one of my lures, like, I gotta grab my wife and we gotta watch it. She's gotta sit down and watch it with me. And I'm just sucked into the whole thing. I don't care if I don't get one sale or anything from it. It is so cool to see somebody who, I consider a friend. I've never met them, but I also enjoy their content. And then now I'm getting to watch them, enjoy fishing with my creation. So not to say that you should never send anybody anything, but be careful. I wish I was more careful because I just would send them to anyone. I'm like, yeah, that's going to help me so much. No, it didn't.
Yeah.
It just
and maybe it would have if they'd actually held up their end of the deal, but
right.
I've been there.
So,
I carved 3 or 4 baits for people before I realized that it was not the right move. And it's like, what do you know at the beginning? It's like somebody's wanting to promote your stuff. Like, okay, cool. Yeah, definitely.
I would have been better off making that bait and just putting it in the next order as a free bait for somebody, like for an actual customer, which is what I do now. Like if I have something that, maybe it just hasn't sold in a while, I'll put it in a box with an order because there's nothing wrong with it. It maybe just wasn't the most popular color or something. But to that person buying it, they're opening that and they're going to go, I didn't know. That's awesome. I didn't order that. Now I got, I only ordered 1 bait. Now I got 2. That would make my day. So yeah, that's way better than sending it to somebody who's never going to even talk to you afterwards. They had no intention of supporting you or anything.
Yeah. Because that person might post it and say thank you. They don't have to. It's not why you're doing it, but they may use it and catch a fish on it and send you a picture of it, which that makes it all worth it at that point. Yeah.
And they already showed they like your company, like you. They're willing to support by making that purchase. So you're better off doing that. Do we want to go more into mistakes? I think we covered mistakes pretty good.
Yeah.
I've made too many. There's just too many. I've made mistakes buying equipment I don't, need, not researching. I've made mistakes. There's just too many for people to always tell you. Then all you'd be hearing is, you're making a mistake.
Yeah. The best mistakes, though, are the ones where you know better and you still do it.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said when we were starting the episode, it's going to be tough because half the time I know, and I'm still going to keep doing it. But
I think we can move past mistakes if you're ready to.
I'm good with that. What we'd ignore completely. Looking back, what advice or trends would we ignore? I have one. I'm torn on because, can I go first on this one?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I have no idea.
I got to switch the filament on my printer in a second, but otherwise it's going to cool down and it's going to ruin this whole print. Small finesse baits. They're a pain to design. They're a pain to get working right. And people expect to pay less for them, even though they're harder to do. Can we just stop for 1 second?
Yeah. That's a good one.
We interrupt this podcast for a word from somebody who actually goes fishing.
What's going on, guys? Jovan here with The Real Bass Pursuit, and welcome back to the RBP's Pick of the Week. For this week's RBP's Pick of the Week, we're playing with the spinnerbait. So right now we're currently moving into that pre-spawn phase and bass aren't fully locked in yet. They're staging, they're feeding, they're moving with those temperature swings, those wind shifts, and that bait activity. Some of these bass are going to be in the shallows warming up and the others are going to be holding off just off that first break. That's where the spinnerbait takes over. It's going to allow you to cover water fast and break down those areas without guessing. You can slow roll it deeper along those staging points so you can burn it fast over those flats when that sun starts to pop out. You can even run it through grass, bump it off of wood, or even tick it off of the rocks. But the best reason you should be running a spinnerbait during pre-spawn are those bait balls. When those bait fish start grouping up during pre-spawn, especially on those windy banks, that's feeding mode. When you see that flickering on the surface or birds dropping in, that is your sign to start throwing those blades. And the reason for that is because inside those bait balls, that's where chaos is created. When that spinnerbait cuts through that bait bowl, that's gonna look like a bait fish trying to escape. And that right there is when that spinnerbait gets eaten. The flash draws them in, the vibration calls them out, and that deflection is gonna trigger their reaction bite. Pre-spawn bass are aggressive, but they're also competitive. One bass will commit while the rest will just react. And that's why the spinnerbait is absolutely dangerous right now. It adapts, it searches, and it triggers. Once again, my name is Jovan with the Real Bass Pursuit, and this here was your RBP's Pick of the Week. Now back to the Bait Boys podcast.
I don't know if I'm assuming you're cutting that whole thing out. So you just want to
No,
pick up where
no.
I ended? Just leave the whole break?
Yes.
Maybe part of it. We'll see.
Show we're human.
See how I'm feeling.
So, little baits, yes. Go
Little
ahead.
baits. That's a, oh man, I wish I'd have thought of that one. Because that's,
And it's a current trend. And I'm not saying I'm not making them make them still, and this is where it comes in with like, I feel like it's not something right to do. Like, I feel like it's kind of annoying to me, and it might be a mistake, and I should ignore it, but I'm probably not going to. Because I do enjoy fishing them.
yeah.
True.
Yeah.
They are fun to fish with. Like, the probe's a blast.
And-
So,
Well, I don't consider that a small bait.
but that's what I'm talking about. Like a smaller glide bait. Like, they're very popular right now. But how hard was it to get that thing to work right? As opposed to like maybe a bigger bait where you have more
That's fair.
leeway.
Yeah.
Like, that's what
fair.
I mean. Like, and then in the end, to try to sell it, they're harder to make like molds for sometimes because you got like little sprues and nowhere to vent and all that garbage. And people think the price should be lower because it's less material, even though it's like maybe $3 less material and the same amount of time. Then you get half the price or less.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a lose-lose, but they're fun to fish. So I guess that's where I'm torn on it. But
Yeah.
I don't know what
No, that
else I'd
makes sense.
ignore completely. What would you guys ignore?
Anything finesse. Anything at all finesse.
Are we all just in agreement on the small
Well, because,
baits?
like the noggin that I used to sell and make and sell, and I say used to because I have no plans on making any more of them because it's not worth the time. It's not worth the effort. Like you said, every bit of painting and clear coating and everything goes into a bait this big. And I can't sell one of those for $10
Why?
because I already had a hard time selling them at the price that I was selling them at, which was 19 for 3.
Because people think that smaller is cheaper.
Because they can go get a pack of jigs from Walmart, pretty, feather jigs from Walmart for $8 for $4. So it's like, but it's just not worth. It's not worth the. But I love that bait. I still have some, and I still fish with them. But I'm not. I have no plans until if I ever get to the point where I can like mass produce them, like on a like an automated process, to where it's like an assembly line. And then mass paint them, like it's not worth the time and effort that goes into making them because it's just too small for and you like you said, people expect a small bait to cost less. And yeah, and I run into it a little bit with the probe. I put a little too much effort into the probe for what I sell it for, but there's a method to that madness that I can't really get into on the podcast because it's a plan. It's all part of a plan, but it's kind of like the dealer gives you your first taste free and, or at a discount. And then, yeah, anyway, nothing nefarious about it. It's just, it's part of the plan.
You got me hooked.
Cause they're fun to fish with, right? I love fishing with the probe, man. Like it's one of, I'm biased obviously, but it's one of my favorite things to fish with and it works really, really well. So, but I should charge more for them than I do. But there's
will
two
people pay that?
That's the thing. It's part of a plan, but it's also like, will people, because I'm not a huge name in the bait making space yet. But will people pay that? Like what I should actually charge for them? Because I've been talking to other bait makers that like before I released it that they said, what are you selling that for? And I'm like, this amount. And they're like, don't undersell your work. And I appreciate that advice, but it's also like, I don't think I could sell it for more than that. I mean, I might sell some to people who really like, to people who've been supportive and who know who I am and know what I do. But I'm not gonna grab new customers with that. Not many, anyway. And that's kind of the purpose.
You want to get it in
to,
people's hands.
I want people to fish with it. I want people to catch fish with it, as many people as possible. So, and that's all part of that plan. And it's difficult to say, like, I regret doing it, or I would ignore doing it, or I wouldn't do it again, because I think that in the long run, it's going to end up paying off. I think it's a good way to get started. And eventually, like, you know, maybe one day I'll figure out how to make them faster and not have to put as much effort into it. And I can, you know, lower the price. That would be cool. I'd love to be able to do that. But right now it's like, I'm making money off of the materials, but the time I'm definitely not making money off of. Like, I'm not making more than a couple bucks an hour on each probe. And that's maybe a little more than a couple bucks, but I'm not making a lot if I factor in time, which never factor in your time. That's advice to new bait makers. Never factor in your time or you'll be sad.
I factor in my
the
time.
opposite of it. I know everybody should do that, but I don't, because I already struggle with mental health enough. But I guess what I'm trying to say is anything finesse, anything smaller than I'm comfortable working with. We all know how much I love small baits, but anything smaller than what I'm comfortable working with, it is just not worth the time or the effort.
Yep, I'm with you. What would you ignore, Trev?
People.
All right.
Yeah,
most of the day, yeah. most of the day.
I'm down, like, just in general, because that's cool. I'm cool with that. Like,
No.
But I figure there's more behind it.
Should I clarify some things?
Yeah, a little bit.
What would I repeat the question? Let's start over.
Looking back, what advice or trends would you ignore? Trendy people.
Trendy people. Absolutely.
Mhm. Trendy people with their cool bell-bottom jeans.
I don't know. But,
And their handlebar mustaches.
True. I would avoid that.
That's
I don't know. Right now, I have no idea. You
That's fine.
guys have named some really good factors. I don't want to touch on the, sending the stuff to people, or, just the, I don't know, the endless flow of endless DMs. What I wish, because I got to look at them. I don't know. Something could be possible. Something could be a business inquiry that could do something. But yeah, I would.
That's just what you wish you could ignore every day.
No.
Just ignore your phone for a day.
I mean, I get so many that, like, I'll realize I have some that are like 3 weeks old, and I'll get a notification. It's like so and so, and I go look at it, and it's January 20th.
Same.
Like, what is this? But then I'll spend a day. I could answer 50 people back to back to back to back to back, and there'll still be 25 I missed somewhere.
Mhm.
It's ridiculous at times.
Yeah, social media and messages get a little
Sorry, was that a rant or a
crazy.
answer?
That was good. That was good.
Tonight's a therapy session, all right?
Yeah,
go ahead, rant.
Pouring it out.
Jesse's just, needed a break. Well, he did not let he asked for it, but I could
Just
tell.
so the world knows, we are just one people each. So if things take a long time, we are one people each. You need patience too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm half I'm half people, half Chinese food.
I like it.
Let's can I interject something here something that's a statement that's been made about me that I need to clear up for the record.
Is this regarding your height?
Yes, the statement has been made publicly in multiple platforms, I might add, that I would like to, and even despite providing irrefutable evidence to the contrary, this person has demanded that I am lying about how tall I am. I would just like to clear up for the record. I don't have my wallet next to me, or else I'd get my driver's license out and block out all the important information and just show the height.
Fake.
That's a fake.
I got a ruler right here. You are 6 inches tall. Okay. Wait, half your body's missing. So
you're
12
from nipples down. You're maybe 18 inches tall. Don't believe anything Jesse says.
Okay.
I
That's
believe
fine.
you're tall.
Never mind. I give up.
That's all right.
I give up. I am exactly the same height as Richard Petty. And you can Google how tall he is. And I can prove that I'm exactly the same height.
He's
as Richard
900
Petty.
years old.
Yeah, but still cool. And he's still tall. And I'm not hung up on, like, if I were, how tall did this unhinged individual say I was? Like 4'5" max? Something like that? 5'2" max? Yeah. Yeah, something along those lines. Like I'm not, and no hate to people who are, except for one, and we all know who he is. No hate to people who are vertically challenged. No hate there, but it's like I spent a lot of time growing to this height. It took a lot of energy and resources and food to get to 6'2". And I would just like to say for that one individual who shall remain nameless, Tiffany.
Have you always been 6'2"?
Yes, born this way. Born 6'2".
Poor mom.
I'm stuck on the energy and the resources part. Like,
yeah,
in the theater of this mind, we're growing a biomech Jesse.
Yeah, that's basically what happened. But yeah,
He's AI.
Got a lot of mechanical defects, but still, a lot of resources and time and effort went into growing to my height, and then growing outwardly for a while, and then trying to push that back currently. But that's
where I'm at.
I like the resources part.
Resources, yeah, food,
yeah,
water,
No,
air,
we're just gonna say resources. Like
minerals.
You've made my 2026 right there.
Resources. They're all resources, man. Money. A lot of money went into. a lot of money went into the shin extensions.
Nice.
But anyway, and the shoe lifts to make me above 5'2".
Do we want to cut into our questionable fishing products segment?
Yeah. This is good a time as any.
Can you run it? I mean, you do the controls, so kick it off.
Oh, do you have it?
No. I got to finish it. I got to edit it. But I'll have it edited. I'll do it tomorrow because I'm sure you're going to have to edit this week, right?
Yeah. Like tomorrow. But
I'll edit it.
You want me
tomorrow.
to introduce it? Because
that was it. You rolled it. It just it faded into it. And then we'll cut back out.
You have to say what it is, though.
I do?
Yeah. Like not what the thing itself, but like what are we doing? Like what is the segment? What's
the segment? Oh yeah, this is the first time we're doing the segment.
Yeah. I'm leaving all that in, by the way.
That's fine. So, in lieu of sponsors on some episodes, we have our questionable fishing products segment, which are companies that I found for us.
To review?
Is that a good explanation?
That's
to review? No, to support us, I guess.
To support. Wouldn't that make them sponsors? We're not going back down this road again, are we?
Not just for tonight.
We actually have some good sponsors now. Like,
they're not financially supporting us, but they're supporting.
Well, neither did the old ones.
They're in spirits.
Spirits like vodka.
Roll the clip, Jesse.
Okay, roll the clip.
You see this? No hooks. That's not a defect. That's evolution. I'm Doug Shardle, founder of Clump Swimbait Co., and today I'm proud to introduce the future of fishing, the hookless hero, trademark. Now I know what you're thinking. Doug, how are you going to catch a fish without hooks? Let me ask you something. Do fish have hooks? No. Do bait fish swim around with treble hooks hanging off their ribs? Absolutely not. Hooks are man-made, fear-based technology. They restrict action. And at Clump, we believe action is king. You ever notice how when you add hooks to the bait, it starts swimming stiff, nervous, like it owes you money? That's because hooks get in the way of pure, uninhibited raw clump movement. The hookless hero swims free, it glides, it performs, it doesn't have legal responsibilities. Now sure, you might not technically land a fish, but you'll experience the strike. And isn't that what fishing is all about? The thrill, the emotional damage. Plus, no hooks means no stabs, no awkward ER visits, no catches, and no snags. We sell philosophy, the hookless hero, because real fish don't have hooks. Clump Swimbait Co. looks dumb, swims elite, catches spiritually.
Clip is rogue. That guy looks familiar in more ways than one.
I don't know. I didn't recognize him. I kind of don't even like the guy.
Well, yeah.
I can't stand him.
But right now, Clump Swimbait Co. is probably going to be one of the most successful fishing lure stories of all time.
It's
just because things are
no
unfortunate
hooks.
like that.
No hooks.
That's going to be
for
the next
ultimate
trend.
action. All right.
Real fish don't have hooks.
Real fish don't have hooks. He did make a good point there. He knows his stuff a little bit, but yeah, you guys shouldn't let me find these people.
I've been trying to stop you, but I live too far away.
Well, you let me run the episode tonight, so
yeah. Well, yeah, I get what I pay for.
Yeah, you get what you pay for. All right. Let's see. I don't want to think too much. These questions we have are a little too much thinking. And how long did it take before you made something you were actually proud of?
About 7 to 8 months.
It's good.
Of continuous work to try to get to something that I didn't think was trash.
I can't answer in length of months, but I can tell you when it happened, which was the battle rat. I was super proud of that because I feel like that was a cool bait I got to collab on, and it just works. Like, and it's a wake bait, and it's a rat, and just like everything about it. Yeah, everything about it, I was just like, couldn't be happier with. So I don't know the time frame. I'd say that's probably a couple years into, or a year and a half or 2 years into starting, to where I felt like this is something really cool. What about you, Trev?
1 year, 4 months, and 12.
That's a fantastic answer. What was it?
That's very specific.
It was the summit.
Right on. Definitely something to be proud of.
Yeah, 1 year, 4 months, and 12 days into my bait making adventure. Seriously, I took a small trip that changed my life.
Love it.
Are we talking about specific? Baits? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go.
If we're talking about a specific bait, I can give you that. Like the time frame doesn't need to be like it's around that time frame. But
what was it?
It was in my first drop ever, the realistic bluegill glide bait that I carved, and it had the Lexan fins and that
was amazing.
That was
You're talking about the little one?
I was like 7 inches long.
Didn't you make a little one too?
I made a tiny one. Yeah. But that was more recent. I feel like I was better before then, but apparently Trevor doesn't think so. No, it was very similar, but it was a big version of it. And it was in the first, I spent weeks putting 6 baits together, carving 6 baits for my first drop. And that was actually the one that made me decide to make the other 5 and try to sell them. That was the one that was like, okay, I would buy this. I would want to buy this. I would want to own this. So I'm going to try to sell it. So that was the one where I was like, that was the turning point for me doing it as a hobby to trying to turn it into a business.
How many terrible baits did you make before a good one?
Oh God.
Can I answer?
I couldn't count.
Go ahead. Cause I don't have an answer.
I have a 8 square foot box full of Frankenstein pieces. So, I'll weigh it and get a real accurate answer, but just use your
weigh the whole box, then divide by one bait's weight, and then you'll know.
It's full of all sorts of goodness and badness. More badness.
I have no idea on an answer for that one.
At least 50
minimum
for me, like, because I kept trying.
At least,
and everyone was a little better than the last, but it's still trash. Yeah.
Well, fellas, I know we got to wrap this up soon.
My first summit weighed 16 ounces. I couldn't figure out why it wouldn't float, why it kept sinking.
16.
I put 7-gram weights in it.
Really? How do you know better? You don't.
Yeah, you don't know until you try.
It was probably a solid 9 ounces, realistically. Like fully functional sinking. It just sank. It didn't do nothing.
It was a swim bait.
It was a sink bait.
A sink bait. Yeah. That's going to be the next big thing. You should
Good
dust that back out.
Oh, I still have it. It hangs on the wall.
Do you guys
Probably
keep,
looks good.
do you keep your failed baits? You do, obviously, with an 8-foot box.
Well, the box just hasn't gotten full for me to care enough to move it. And I'm still
Do you
just
keep yours?
lobbing the questions into it.
I have a handful of them, but there were some that it was just like, there's no need to keep this. It doesn't look good. It doesn't work good. Like, other than maybe just a reminder of how bad I was at the time and how far I've come. But I mean, I'm sure most of them are still laying around somewhere, but there are definitely a few I got rid of. So yeah, I keep some of them.
I throw out a lot of mine. Like, that probably most people would think it would be like sentimental. I'm like, this thing was garbage.
Can I
There's
share
one that go ahead.
I want to share a bait maker's toxic trait. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
People might not like this, but you know, I've taken baits to like test them and they just sucked. So I've like left them behind, like I forgot them, but I absolutely didn't.
That's cruel.
They're fully assembled, rigged up, hardware, ready to go. You know, I won't, I'll leave them hanging on like the tree, like just there on the bark. Like, oh, snap. Okay.
Free bait. Wow, this thing sucks.
Does everyone want to see the biggest waste of time bait that I ever made?
Yes.
It was such a waste of time I never finished it. But I found it the other day because it made me think, what have I thrown away and what do I still have? But I found this when I was reorganizing some stuff the other day, and it even has its very own box. I call it the box of pain. And for the people who've been following me on Instagram for a long time, since like way back when at the beginning, you might recognize this, but it is a 2-piece carved scales, accurate scale size bait.
And what'd you
Those
say
are
at
carved.
first? What'd you call this?
Carved scales?
No,
A waste of time.
Why? I need some backstory.
I spent 2 weeks just on the scales, just carving the scales. And it might look cool on TV,
Yeah.
but those scales are not, like, there's all kinds of pieces missing and parts where I screwed up. And
Listen, that fish has been through some stuff. I respect it.
I made it with the intention of making a mold out of it. This was going to be my first resin bait. But I also didn't want to, after I got done carving this thing, I didn't ever want to touch it again. I hated it so much that I put it in a wooden box to where I wouldn't have to look at it. These are the boxes I used to ship my baits in.
It's like
I put it in the wooden box, and yeah, but it's basically, that's where it lives now. And I don't even remember. Oh, it's this way. Okay. Yeah. But that's that little guy. And I try. Yeah.
I like it.
I don't know what I
finish it.
I agree.
We'll see. Now that I look at it after, this is probably over a year ago, definitely over a year ago. Looking at it now, I might be like, I might finish it and just keep it.
Do it.
But I don't want to take the time to make a mold out of it, but I might finish it. But like,
man, fish it.
Can you see like the deep, the lighting's terrible, but like there's some deep holes there that's like, if I ever tried to make a mold out of it, like where I carved way too deep on the scales, the silicone would get stuck down in there and it would just look terrible if I tried to make a mold out of it. But maybe I can fill that with some epoxy or resin or something. And I don't know.
That sounds like too much work. Just paint it and wait it right.
Paint it and fish it.
And fish it yourself. It does look cool.
It's super thick. So there's no telling how much weight it would take. Like this thing would probably weigh 16 ounces when I'm done with it. But
I'm pro that.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. Should I finish what I call the massive waste of time?
Yes.
And try to catch a fish with
Everybody comment yes. Well,
or should I just let it stay in its box away from prying eyes forever?
Send it to me. I'll finish it.
Okay.
I'll finish it and fish it. It'll do, but
right.
Do we need to wrap this up?
Is better than no action.
That's fair.
Trev, we need to wrap this up soon.
Just a little bit.
Got like 10 minutes.
Well,
you know what, Jesse? Why don't you end the episode? What you're going to do is we're going to go over what we're all working on after I led us down this crazy path of random nonsense. So,
you did great.
Thanks, man.
You did great. I got no complaints.
Take it away.
I thought we were going to do the what's everybody working on first.
Yeah, go ahead. Introduce the segment.
Oh, well, now it's time where we go around hopefully you all enjoyed that conversation. I don't know if I can just turn it on. Normally I have to psych myself up for this. Yeah.
Welcome.
Let's go around the room and talk about what we're all working on right now. Anthony, why don't you start us off?
What I'm working on, I wish I would have brought it, but it is a collab with me and Xena from Little River Lore Lady. It's a frog. I guess I'll show it next episode because the drop is April 1st and this is coming out this week. So yeah, I'll do it next episode, but I'm trying to get them painted.
And that's not a April Fool's, right?
It's not an April Fool's unless I don't get it done, in which case I'm going to say April Fool.
April Fools, everybody.
Just kidding. It's never coming out because I can't get them painted. Yeah, so that's what I'm working on.
I will say the thing looks awesome, and I'm excited to have one. So if y'all could drop them.
April 1st, or is it a joke?
Or is it? Trevor, what about you? What have you been working on lately?
Okay, what have I been working on? A lot of stuff. I've been pouring a lot of summits. I sent some to other people to paint just to help save me some time. I'm going to paint some myself. But I have the Summit Showdown coming up that I'm going to do from April 2nd to November 1st. I'm going to have 2 categories for the largest smallmouth and the largest largemouth. What else? What else am I working on? Oh, I'm working on a soft bait trailer collab with a jig guy. The only hint I will tell is he's been a guest on the podcast. Someone super trusted, great quality. We'll dive down that hole a little later. And the regular catch and win is separate from the Summit Showdown. It still goes on. Just I had to draw a line somewhere thanks to last year. No complaints. But some people absolutely dominated. So I just had to help some other people out. Bob, no names are being mentioned.
Bob.
Couple other people,
legend.
But Bob.
Man Hammer.
I don't want to cut you off, but you just reminded me. You just reminded me with Bob because he let me know today that he joined the Spring Showdown. So, yeah. Are you guys ready to compete against Bob? I'm ready.
Oh yeah,
You're going to Bob.
You're not on account of me, Bob. You're gonna wipe the floor with me, but I'm still gonna have fun.
Bob is on a cloud right now. Let's hope it doesn't rain.
Yes.
But I forgot what I wanted to say. But it's good, Bob.
Yeah.
We love Bob. I love Bob.
Can I just mention the tournament?
You already had your turn. You already had your turn. I'm in charge now. I'm the captain now. Yeah, go ahead.
Tournament is I'm announcing donations or prizes. So I'm starting to post them every day or two, and then I'll update them on the tournament page. But we already have over 10 people, and the tournament doesn't start for another 20 days. If you don't know what I'm even talking about, it's our charity tournament that we do on TourneyX. So it's all online. It's nationwide. Boat, bank, kayak, whatever you want to do, airplane, doesn't matter. All the entry fees get donated to Take a Warrior Fishing, and then there will be a raffle at the end. So you get bragging rights if you win and potentially prizes. But anybody who submits a fish could win because every inch is an entry. So if you get 100 inches, you get 100 entries. If you get 50, you only get 50 entries, but you could still win. So I just, I think that's a cool way to, because some people, we don't live in areas where you catch 122 inches of fish for 5 fish. So, yeah, we got some awesome sponsors. I'll get a list together and go over them next episode. I'm trying to gather it. They're like, I got to add them all on the page. Yeah. So April 1st until May 31st. And I leave the registration open the whole time. So if you want to jump in at the end of the tournament, jump in. All the money gets donated to a good cause, and you could win some awesome prizes thanks to some awesome small companies, small businesses.
Yeah. Pretty cool. So what you need to do is catch a fish on a summit and take a picture of it, send it to Trevor to enter Trevor's competition. And then you need to put it on your measurement board and take a picture of it and submit it for Anthony's tournament. And then send the picture to me as well so I can see it. I'm not going to do anything with it because I don't have anything going on during that time.
You could be a judge. I need a judge for the tournament. You know how much, Trevor knows. It is hard to manage a tournament. It's
I'll
not
help you.
easy.
I don't know anything about it, but I'll help you.
It's a
if you tell me
full-time
what to do,
job.
I'll do.
Seriously.
I'll help you.
It's like submissions come in all day and like, oh man, I check.
Do I get to judge my own entries?
Yes.
No.
Well, then never mind.
Yeah. Well, I don't know where I was going with that, but I was trying to make you feel important.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm shot. What are you working on?
I finally did the drop, the big, massive for me drop, the biggest drop in Freak Baits history. 24 probes. 14 of them are already gone, but as of recording this, there are still 10 left. There's one left that is a piece of artwork done by Mrs. Freak herself. There were 4, 5. I don't even remember.
Can I run for a second?
Yeah, there's one left. It's called graffiti, but my wife, we found out that she has a talent for doodling on baits, and they look pretty sick if you ask me. Anthony actually bought one because he's a very kind and supportive person.
Patchwork?
Friend.
Oh, no, dude. It has nothing to do with that. It was black and blue and sick.
Yeah, my wife did that all by hand.
That is awesome.
So that one went quick, as well as most of her other ones.
I like how it's not symmetrical too.
Yeah. Well, the bait's symmetrical, but the
not the paint. Like she brought it over from this side to that side, and it's patchwork.
It was pretty cool. It was a hidden talent we didn't know she had. So there will be more coming from Mrs. Freak in the future.
I can't wait to fish.
But yeah, if you want a probe, they're available right now as of recording this. I've got 10 left. There'll be more coming after that, but grab you one. I don't have a tournament or anything cool going like that going on, but it's a good bait. So, and you'll have fun fishing it. That's why I built it.
It's most definitely a good bait.
Beyond that, I've been traveling a lot, and I'm going to be traveling a lot. So I don't know what I'm going to be working on next, or what I'm doing next, or what state I'll be in next. Like it all blends
just
together.
Man on the road.
I went through and counted the other day. Between March 1st and June 30th, I'll be in 8 different states. So, and that's not even counting the ones I drive through to get to the other states.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
I like it.
I was in Minnesota this last weekend.
All
and I'm
frozen.
sorry for all you Minnesota folk. Like, all the water's still hard frozen up there. Like, I don't know. Like, when does it end for you far northers?
Hey, we just thawed today or yesterday.
Yeah.
There was open water.
We've been thawed for a minute.
First skunk of the season today for me.
Hell yeah. Cool. All right. Well, gentlemen, I think it's time we wrap this up. What do you say?
I think so.
I want everybody to go down to the comments right now and tell Anthony how good of a job he did, and give him a big thumbs up in the chat for his exemplary debut performance at taking the role of lead host. And I appreciate it because, yes, it's been a rough weekend and a rough day, and I really enjoyed just sitting back and participating. So thank you for doing that, even though you couldn't hack it all the way through and I still had to finish it. It's fine. It's fine. But no, seriously, excellent job.
People love it. Thanks.
Excellent job. And thank you. And Trevor, thank you for being here.
I love being
as
here.
always. And you're always here. And we love you for it. And thank you all for sticking through with us to the end. Hang on, I need to redo that because I forgot to thank some people. Let's leave it in. We're going to leave it in.
It's one of those
Huge
episodes.
thanks to 8-Bit Baits for sponsoring season 2 of the Bait Boys podcast. And yeah, thanks to Clump Swim Bait Co.
No,
and
forget.
Doug
That's the
Shartle.
last-
No, we're not thinking.
Screw Doug.
Yeah, forget Doug. But thank you all for sticking through with us to the end. And as always, we will see you next time.
Bait Boys Podcast, that's all we got. This episode is over, but there's always the next. Before you leave, like, share, and subscribe, and drop a comment below. It'll keep us alive. Thanks for making us your choice. It's all for now with the Bait Boys.
Great job, guys.
Excellent.
That was our most unhinged episode to date, but I'm not mad at it.